Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to give you guys some updates on Warhammer Space Marine 2, as a big Q&A was just put out where the developers give us a lot of insight on the future of the game. If you guys aren't aware, there's already a roadmap that's out that gives us an illustration, a general illustration of the upcoming content going into 2025. But they've also read the community's ideas, and that feedback is dropping in the Q&A. So we'll go over all of that. I did beat Warhammer Space Marine 2. Obviously, there's a little bit of longevity with the game when you talk about the operations mode and endless war, and there are more content updates coming, so let's go over it. We've started reading your ideas, so here's a first Q&A. You, the players, were invited to help us improve the game by submitting your ideas and upvoting others, and you flooded the forum with posts. Don't feel left behind. If you've posted feedback on Discord, Reddit, Steam, or Twitter, we also check all other platforms, but Focus Together is our main platform for feedback. That is their new community page. If you want to input your own feedback, that is the best way to have a line of communication to Focus. We are so glad to see such enthusiasm and dedication coming from the community, but these ideas are wasted if we don't address them. So here are a few answers to your hottest topics. Before you read this Q&A, many of the submitted ideas are features planned for the future and have already been communicated via the roadmap if you missed it. Let's just go over it real quick. September updates include ultra-wide support, private PvE lobbies, and then Battle Barge Sparring Arena, and then there will be cosmetic packs with the Season Pass. Season 2, this is later in 2024, will include new PvE missions, lethal difficulty option, and a brand new pistol and a new enemy type. New cosmetics will be included. Then in 2025, Season 3 will include new PvE missions, new PvP game mode, new PvP arenas, new enemy, PvE prestige ranks, Battle Barge expansion, Horde mode, new enemy, new weapon, and along with every season, there are cosmetics at Season 3 and 4. So Horde mode is Season 4, which that I think people are going to have a lot of reason to go back into the game, and hopefully they nail that. Right off the top, connectivity issues. We know that some of you are experiencing server issues, loss of saves, or impossibility to connect with friends. We are ramping up our server capacity to reduce the load on them and are working day and night to reduce these issues. This is a top priority for the team. A bigger patch is planned soon to improve this topic further alongside new content. AI bots. Question. Bots are regularly mentioned as inefficient, making solo games significantly harder, and you suggested we work on them. According to you, they don't participate in focusing in objectives or don't do enough in tense situations. Their answer. Bots seem a bit passive because we don't want them to take the spotlight from the player. However, they can sometimes be a bit too passive. In the next patch, we have a few improvements of their behavior against boss fights in the campaign. We also are considering improving their involvement during specific objectives in the campaign for a later patch as well, so that's on the way. Campaign. Veteran difficulty is set to be too hard in solo as the bots don't help with the objectives. We will adjust veteran difficulty in a future patch. It'll remain challenging, but it'll be slightly more fair because we will tweak AI aggressiveness on this difficulty. Other difficulties will remain untouched. Okay, then they talk a lot about PvE, so let's talk about it. Balancing. Assault is often listed as less powerful than other classes. The jump back in PvE loses its versatility compared to the one in the campaign. We are still collecting data on this issue to see how we can work on it. The blocking weapon trait is seen by the community as a bad thing for melee weapons as it removes the potential for mastery because there is no perfect parry window. We fully agree that this is a bummer and will definitely make changes in a future patch. Next up, Bolt Rifle family is underperforming while Meltagun is considered OP. We have noticed a bug where Melta allows the user to heal above the contested health. We aim to fix this in the next patch. As for the rest of weapon balancing, we hear you, and some weapons can under-deliver on the power fantasy at higher difficulties. We also recognize that enemies can be too bullet spongy on higher difficulty, which is not much fun. That's the core issue. Rather than the bolters themselves, for now, we are testing some tweaks in difficulty to make the enemies have less health but keep the engaging difficulty. Next up, in regards to the PvE, now they're talking quality of life. You ask to be able to have several of the same class in operations mode. There is also frustration in matchmaking when two players want to be the same class. For now, we are focusing on improving matchmaking so that you will not matchmake with players of the same class. This is not an easy fix, so it'll take us some time to roll out. As for using the same class, we don't want to change the rule for regular matchmaking, but we are considering it as an expansion of private lobbies in the future. It'll take us time to finish it. I think that's the best route to go. Private lobbies should be adjusted with different rule sets. It was observed that players tend to show toxic behaviors as they get kicked late during a game made by a group of friends to let their friend get the XP. We understand that this is unfair, and each player will receive XP based on his actual involvement in the mission. Saved loadouts don't include skill tree customization, making them less relevant. This is not a priority for us at the moment, so outright shutting that down, at least for the interim. Now, PvP changes, matchmaking. You have suggested making it possible to tag as a squad of 6. We understand this need. We want to add custom PvP lobbies and give players more control over the match. For example, frag limit, class restriction, etc. It's not easy to make and it takes time, so please bear with us while we work on it, and we will let you know when we have clearer visibility on when it'll be released. Next up, balancing adjustments. It was brought to our attention that shock grenades are OP. Also, many of you consider melee to be underpowered. Assault is considered weak in PvP, bulwark is overpowered in capture zones, and heavy is overpowered, too much damage for its durability. Regarding PvP balancing, we are currently reading and crunching the data. We don't want to make rash decisions before seeing the global picture. At the moment, we are checking the most common topics such as melee balancing, shock grenades, bulwark, and heavy being too present in capture game modes. Expect some tweaks in the first big content patch, but not before. No team balancing after matches creates unbalanced matches for several matches in a row. We have heard this many times and we want to improve this in the near future. We are looking into it. And then spawning locations can create spawn kill situations. This will be tweaked with some parameters in a future patch. We will implement spawn protection as well. And then most upvoted topics on focus together. So there's quite a lot here. We'll go through this fairly quickly. Are we getting new colors for the lenses? New lens colors are planned and coming soon in the next big patch. You asked to pick this Chaos Space Marine legions you wanted for every class. There are many lore restrictions from preventing us from doing this. It's a very tricky to match armor pieces to Chaos. Armor pieces have different sizes and styles. We'll clip through each other. Also in PvP, it is important to be able to recognize an enemy's class, and we want to keep the visual identity of each of them. Many of you have asked for new classes. That is definitely something we are heavily discussing. Adding a new class is quite heavy on production, as we also need to create all customization, PvP Chaos model variant, and animation set depending on what we go for. We'll keep you updated about this topic. About the missing armor colors, we aim to expand specific color masks such as hand decals or face masks in upcoming patches. We will be adding all successor chapters eventually. Adding new melee weapons. New melee weapons would definitely be an extremely cool addition. Making a weapon and designing it is fine, but we need to make all finisher animations for it. That will take time. Customizing your Marine's face, not a quick fix, but we will add an option to change your Marine's face, so that's coming. Optimizing PvP crossplay, we need more time to discuss that. Custom PvP lobbies will solve a good part of that issue. Thunderhawk customization, doing full battle barge and Thunderhawk customization is very cool, but not up in our priority list. We prefer to focus our art teams on creating new maps. Pyre Blaster in PvE or PvP, we will add it, but it'll take time because of visual and gameplay progression. We'll keep you updated. To be able to customize the AI squad mates, still in discussion. Delete custom armor profiles. We worked on this in the next patch, so you'll be able to overwrite a custom preset with a default one. FOV slider, left-right shoulder swap. FOV slider is not something we're comfortable with, as it can degrade the visual aspect of the game, and on top of that, it is very complex. As for shoulder swap, if we are to implement shoulder swap, we'll need to support it for all melee animations and transitions, because everything in melee combat was based on the fact that you hold pistol in the left hand and melee weapons in the right hand. Nevertheless, shoulder swap is a feature we will not add in the game. Get rid of class restrictions. These are part of the class identity. You get to recognize snipers because of those elements. Iframes on gun strikes. Gun strikes are a risk-reward action, and it is very easy to spam. We specifically did not put an iframe on it to balance, for balancing reasons. We are not looking to change with this intention. So there you go. That's the entire Q&A. What I really appreciate about this Q&A is, first of all, they're addressing a lot of the concerns that the community has, but also at the same time, they're addressing things and outright saying no to it. That is full transparency, and guess what? If you're not going to do something, I would rather a publisher or a developer be completely transparent about it than just dodging the question outright. People want certain things right now. That is not on their priority. Great. At least we have clarity. At least we have transparency. With a game like this, that is absolutely the number one thing that I like a developer to have: transparency, full transparency, and you're getting that with Space Marine 2, at least now with this Q&A. A lot of interesting news and notes, particularly as far as new classes. I get it that that's going to be quite the undertaking in terms of implementing other classes, but that is something they are certainly discussing. Probably will get take a while to roll that out, but a lot of fixes are coming. Just give them a little bit of time. And again, they already have that year one battle plan, and a lot of content updates are coming as well. I should note that if you have yet to pick up a copy of Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, our good friends over at Green Man Gaming do have the game a little bit cheaper. Right now, the game is available for everyone. The early access period obviously long been over, but you can get the base game for $52.19. And yeah, check that out. Link in the description box below if you do want it. And yeah, a lot of updates coming to the game, but that's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Personally, for Space Marine 2, I am more of a campaign guy, and I love the campaign. Finished it fairly quickly, but there is a little bit of longevity when you talk, and really saying a little bit is putting it lightly, but when you talk about operations with more PvE missions to come and PvP updates to come, and it looks like more maps are going to be coming, a lot of reason to be excited. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.